Hey everybody, Dan Hassevoort here. This week's segment is called Know Your Troll. What does that mean? Well, it's going to focus more on contour trolling, not just like open water style, which is relatively easy. Kind of spread your baits out on the planer boards and you just troll. Contour trolling takes a little bit more effort, takes a little bit more know-how. Today we're out on the Great Lakes and we're going to be fishing rock walls. A lot of big boulders right on the shoreline, and the boulders go down into the water quite a ways. Those walleyes like to sit in there by them boulders and just ambush bait fish as they come up over top of them. But I want to focus on the presentation today. There's a lot of key features in the contour trolling. Good mapping system, good graph, good bow mount trolling motor. But today let's talk about presentations. It's a little bit different than some may think. You can use crankbaits in this application, but at the cost of a crankbait, with the vulnerability of being snagged so much down there, I come up with a better, more fine-tuned presentation. So let me share it with you right now. On the outside board, right where we're going to put is going to be the shallow side where the boulders are, and we're going to have the board right up in about 4 foot of water bouncing across the rocks. Now, can't just use any old bait, you'll get fouled up instantly. So that's why I came up with this setup here. It's a number 2 spin and glow. Just a couple of beads between the 2 snelled hooks, the spin and glow. We're going to put a big crawler on there. Now the advantage of the spin and glow in the situation I'm going to put it in is it's going to be right up on the rocks, and it's what the advantage is that the spin and glow is buoyant. So if the boat comes to a stop, or I slow down, or something, or a big rock comes up and the inline weight hits it, the spin and glow is always going to float. So it's always going to sit there right above the rocks, even if you're at a dead stop, just waiting for a walleye to come up and grab it. So again, that's a number 2 spin and glow. Its buoyancy is key because it's in the shallow water, it's in the rough stuff. The inline weight can bounce around on the top of the rocks, and you can make a pretty effective troll that way in that shallow snaggy stuff in the rocks, even timber. It's going to have a 1 ounce inline weight. We're going to set this one out first. As you can see here, the board is right up by the rocks, bouncing bottom. So the inline weight's bouncing bottom, but the spin and glow stand right up above those rocks. Now the presentation between that board of the outside and the boat, we're going to run more of a traditional style crawler harness. Number 5 Colorado blade, some black beads. This has got a copper hammered finish with the back side of it's got a little bit of pink, a little bit of purple and white. It's good color anywhere on the Great Lakes. So this one, we're going to run a 1 ounce inline weight because it's going to be the deeper rod. Okay, so the spin and glow's up in the 4 to 5 foot range, right on top of the rocks. Well, the harness is going to be right where the drop off is, right where the contour is, where it goes down from almost 10 foot to 20 foot, 25 foot even in some areas. So we're going to run a 1 ounce weight on that one because we want it a little bit deeper, and simply set it back, run the planer boards out. So now I got a board out on the rocks, and I got a board between the boat and the outside right on the contour. And we're just going to follow that contour around and just pick walleyes off, whether they're relating to the contour or if they're up on the boulders. We got a presentation there for wherever they may be laying. So Dan Hassevoort, contour trolling, give it a try. I'll see you on the water.